Hello everyone, welcome to the last session of solutions chapter. Okay, and in this session we will be looking into last colligative property, and we will be talking about some abnormality in molar mass calculation. Let's go ahead with the session. The first thing is the last colligative property. So osmotic pressure or osmosis is our last colligative property. Here what happens, we have a semi-permeable membrane. The word semi-permeable means that only one part is allowed to move. So usually the solvent molecules are smaller, so they are allowed to pass through the semi-permeable membrane. Like for example, here you have a container which is containing, let's say, solvent alone, okay, and the solution is kept inside. So what will happen, the solvent from here, that is the bulk, will go inside this, and it will increase the pressure here. Okay, basically if you see, the level is rising, so that level will rise till a height, let's say h, and that height h is actually your pi. Okay, the sorry, height h is corresponding to your pi, that is rho g h is the additional pressure, and this pressure is known as your osmotic pressure. Okay, so please note that the definition, the solvent molecules will flow through the membrane from pure solvent to the solution, and the process of flow of solvent is called osmosis. Okay, and the pressure required to just stop the flow of solvent is called osmotic pressure. Okay, and solvent molecule always flows from lower concentration to higher concentration. Please make a note of this. Now, how to give the formula for it, or how to calculate it? So basically what we do, actually, we have solution here, we have solvent on this side, and this is my semi-permeable membrane. SPM is short form for semi-permeable membrane. Okay, so since solution is here and solvent here, solvent is here, so the solvent will move in that direction. Okay, so slowly solution will kind of increase its pressure. Now in order to stop the movement of solvent molecules, what we do, we apply a pressure here, and that pressure is your pi, which is your osmotic pressure. Okay, so osmotic pressure of a solution is excess pressure that must be applied to the solution to prevent osmosis. Basically if you apply this pi amount of pressure from here, the movement stops, and that pi is actually your uh, osmotic pressure. So for dilute solutions, pi is actually equals to RT, where C is the molarity, R is the gas constant, and T is the temperature. So you can express C, that is molarity, as N2 by V, okay, where N2 is number of moles of your solute. Okay, please make a note of this, and V is the volume. Next, some advantages. Okay, so advantages of osmotic pressure method over all the other method for calculation of molar mass is this one: the pressure measurements is around the room temperature. So if you remember, we do not have to go at a higher temperature or at a lower temperature, that is freezing point or boiling point. Okay, we can do this at room temperature. Now here molarity of the solution is used. In all the previous cases we were using molality. Okay, now next thing I want you all to focus on, apart from the advantage, is this part, that two solutions which have same osmotic pressure, okay, where the osmotic pressure is same at a given temperature, they are called as isotonic solution. Now when this happens, actually there is no osmosis occurring between them. When you connect the two solutions, there will be no movement. Okay, and I want you try and understand this part here. Okay, it will help you to grow more. Okay, if you cannot, we will discuss this next. Next is the process of reverse osmosis and water purification. So we can reverse the osmosis process. Now how we can reverse this osmosis process? Let's take an example. Here there is salt water, here this is fresh water. Okay, this is separated by a semi-permeable membrane. Let's say one example of semi-permeable membrane is cellulose acetate. Okay, so in normal osmosis process, what happens? The fresh water should go in this side, right? Because this is the solution and this is your solvent. Okay. Now, when you apply pressure on this side of the piston, okay, like from this side of the compartment, if you apply pressure, as soon as you reach osmotic pressure, what will happen? There will be no movement. But let's say the pressure is greater than pi, or let's say greater than osmotic pressure. What will happen? The molecules of water from this part of the side will try to go in the other part of the side. So that's how from salt water you get a fresh water. Now this is also known as desalination of water. Basically, we have water and we are removing the salts because all the salts will be remaining only in this side. Okay, so this is actually desalination of water. So this is mostly used in ships and let's say rigs and all to purify water. So this is quite fresh water, which can be used for a lot of different purposes. Explanation is written here. You guys can go through it. Now, going ahead, abnormal molar masses. Sometimes what can happen is that some molecules may dissociate. Okay, for example, if you have an ionic compound, okay, you dissolve an ionic compound, they dissociate in the form of cations and anions. Here is an example. Let's say 1 mole of KCl. Okay, so here we know that if we are putting 1 mole of KCl, the effect should be of only 1 mole of KCl. But since KCl is actually getting dissociated, that is in the form of K plus and Cl minus, so in the solution we get 2 moles of solute. Okay, we are getting 2 moles. We put in 1 mole and we are getting 2 moles of solute particles. Okay, very important. So this is actually increasing the effect on colligative properties. Okay, because we are seeing that we have added 2 moles in the solution, so the colligative property should be affected double. Okay, so if you calculate delta TB, it should be double of the original value. Okay, this is an example, you can go through. Okay, so this is the case of dissociation, when the molecules are dissociating. Again repeating, if you put 1 mole of KCl, the effect that you receive is 2 moles, and colligative properties are the properties which depend on the amount that you put inside of the solute. Okay, so you are putting 2 moles of solute. Okay, so basically, because of this association or dissociation, this is the case of dissociation, we see that there is a difference, huge difference between what is experimentally determined and what is observed. Okay, same way, like if you see, this is the case of association. So you put in 2 moles of CH3COOH, that is acetic acid. Also, we will use this compound in a lot of different cases. Okay? So what happens to this one? It kind of bonds with itself and gets dimerized. Okay, so this is the case where you put in 2 moles of acetic acid, but you get the effect of only 1 mole of acetic acid. Okay, so that's why there is a difference between like the colligative property. The colligative property in this case are affected less. The effect is almost halved. Okay, so this is the case for association, because this is associating with itself. Okay, so that's why again we receive abnormal molar mass. Now, because of all this, Von Hoff factor is the one which we introduce in all our colligative property. Now it has the following definitions, or let's say formulas, okay, which anyone you can be used. So I is equals to normal molar mass by abnormal molar mass, observed colligative property by calculative colligative property, total number of moles of particles after association dissociation divided by total number of moles of particle before association dissociation. This is the one that we will try to use if like in most of the numerical will be based on this one. Otherwise you should know that these are other definition if you know what is normal and abnormal molar mass, or what is the difference or ratio of observed colligative property by calculative colligative property. Okay, now remember, this I is actually in case of association is having a value less than 1. Okay, and for case of dissociation, I value is greater than 1. Okay, now how to introduce this I in all our colligative property is in this way. You simply multiply on the right hand side with that factor I. You can see relative lowering of vapor pressure of solvent I N2 by N1. Originally it was just N2 by N1. Now we introduce the factor I. Okay. Elevation of boiling point I times Kb into M. Depression of freezing point I times Kf into M. Osmotic pressure of solution I times N2 by V RT. Okay. So just to give in some examples of like some salts, let's say for example NaCl is there, so I value is taken as to be 2. KCl is there since it dissociates into 2 ions, so I value is 2. MgSO4 dissociates into Mg2 plus SO4 2 minus, so 2. Okay, because there are only 2 ions produced. Now focus here, K2SO4 will dissociate into 3 ions, that is 2 K plus ions and 1 SO4 2 minus ions. Okay, so it will be 3. So this concludes our topic of now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you all in the class and for the next chapter. Thank you.